Rapid TV.
Shout out to Rapid TV.
Hey, Rapid TV, carry go.
The biggest, the finest, the only Rapid TV.
Rapid TV.
Yes, keep watching.
Don't go nowhere. Don't touch that dial.
Keep watching Rapid TV.
This is me giving a rapid response to Rapid TV.
My name is also.
My name is Ima Ehumado, aka Labista.
My name is DK, aka Mama Chinedu.
Keep watching Rapid TV.
You are watching Rapid TV.
Shout out to Rapid TV.
Hey, Rapid TV, carry go.
The biggest, the finest, the only Rapid TV.
Rapid TV.
Yes, keep watching.
Don't go nowhere. Don't touch that dial.
Keep watching Rapid TV.
This is me giving a rapid response to Rapid TV.
Hey Stars, get more value for your money with StarTimes Upgrade promo. Recharge 1 month on Nova, Basic or Classic Bouquet and get upgraded to the next bouquet to enjoy exciting top shows like Hidden Truth,
Even if something happens between you,
For the Crowd,
Come and share this apart bread.
Celebrity Cook-Off,
Okay, viewers.
And now, by the time we use half of it, the food goes sweet well.
Prize of Passion, and more. If you're on Super Bouquet, recharge for 1 month and get an extra 5 days free. La Liga is back on StarTimes. Anticipate.
My name is also.
My name is Ima Ehumado, aka Labista.
My name is DK, aka Mama Chinedu.
Keep watching Rapid TV.
You are watching Rapid TV.
Shout out to Rapid TV.
Hey, Rapid TV, carry go.
The biggest, the finest, the only Rapid TV.
Rapid TV.
Yes, keep watching.
Don't go nowhere. Don't touch that dial.
Keep watching Rapid TV.
This is me giving a rapid response to Rapid TV.
Good afternoon and welcome to Rapid TV News at noon. My name is Ugochukwu Madumere. In the headlines, SGF ministers hold emergency meeting over planned nationwide protest. National Assembly passes new bill, pegs IG's tenure at 4 years. NASIMA, others kick as CBN hikes interest rate to 26.75%. Devastating Ethiopia landslide death toll reaches 229. Premier League, others take legal action against FIFA over alleged abuse of dominance. Details of these and more will come to you in the bulletin right after now. The news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has signed the Northwest Development Commission bill into law. This was announced by the Deputy Senate President, Jibrin Barau, who sponsored the bill. The commission aims to address the poor state of infrastructure in the Northwest region, which has been devastated by banditry. According to Barau, the commission will play a crucial role in rebuilding the region, which is a major food producer in the country. He commended President Tinubu for his commitment to developing the region, saying it demonstrates his love for the people and his vision for the country's growth. Barau appealed to Nigerians to support President Tinubu, saying he has shown himself to be a trustworthy leader. He urged patience, noting that rebuilding the country takes time. The federal government has called an emergency meeting to address a planned nationwide protest scheduled for August 1st. The meeting to be held today will involve all ministers, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, and special advisors to the President. This comes after President Bola Tinubu pleaded with the organizers to shelve the protest and give his administration more time to execute people-oriented programs. The planned protest is over the rising cost of living and economic hardship in the country, blamed on the removal of fuel subsidies, floating of the naira, and other economic reforms implemented by the Tinubu administration. However, the presidency has called on youths to abandon the plan, describing it as ill-advised. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, conveyed the president's plea to Nigerians, saying the president took the protesters' grievances seriously and was committed to ensuring a better future for Nigeria. Meanwhile, opposition parties and figures, including the Labour Party and former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, have described peaceful protest as a constitutional right, criticizing attempts to discourage or prevent the protest. As the country grapples with growing calls for good governance and accountability, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Gbetokun, has sounded a note of caution to those planning to take to the streets. With the End Bad Governance protests gaining momentum, the police chief has made it clear that while citizens have the right to express their grievances, no attempt should be made to resort to violence. Our correspondent, Irene Okechukwu, has the details.
Inspector General of Police, Kayode Gbetokun, has cautioned citizens against planning violent protests that could lead to loss of lives and property. He made a statement during a conference with strategic police managers in Abuja, where also highlighted the police achievements in the fight against criminality.
We must ensure that these protests do not snowball into violence or disorder. As a nation, we have had more than our fair share of violent protests, which with rather dastardly consequences. Our position is that the proposed violent protests are ill-advised and should be jettisoned forthwith. We have the responsibility to protect properties and everyone, irrespective of their race, color, ethnic, or tribe, who are lawfully embarking on their daily activities. We recorded remarkable successes in the fight against criminalities in the last 1 month, manifesting in the arrest of a total of 1,284 suspects nationwide, and the recovery of 284 firearms, 6,702 ammunition, 107 vehicles, and we rescued 97 kidnapped victims.
The IGP also announced the launch of the Police Green Initiative on July 25th, aimed at addressing environmental and security challenges.
We will formally launch the Nigeria Police Green Initiative, which we had discussed at some of our previous meetings. A green initiative in policing refers to the adoption of environmentally friendly practices, technologies, and policies that minimize the negative impact of policing activities on the environment. This includes reducing energy consumption, reducing waste, and promoting sustainable transportation. We considered delving into energy security and championing some aspects of advocacy for green economy through an initiative we publicly declared at the last COP28 held in Dubai last year, 2023.
From Abuja, Irene Okechukwu, Rapid TV News.
The National Assembly has passed the Police Act Amendment Bill, which extends the tenure of the Inspector General of Police to 4 years. Previously, the IG was expected to retire at the age of 60, but the new bill allows them to remain in office even after reaching the retirement age if they have not completed their 4-year term. The amendment creates a new subsection that stipulates the IG's term is sacrosanct regardless of their age. The bill was passed in both the Senate and House of Representatives after a debate led by Senate Majority Leader Opeyemi Bamitele. He explained that the amendment aims to enhance accountability, modernize policing methods, and foster a better relationship between the police and the community. However, not everyone supported the bill. Senator Serake Dixon objected, stating that the amendment should have been done in collaboration with the Nigeria police hierarchy. Despite this, the bill has been passed, paving the way for a longer tenure for the Inspector General of Police. The Appropriation Act Amendment Bill 2024 seeks to amend the Principal Act to provide the sum of 3.2 trillion naira for renewed hope infrastructure projects and other critical infrastructure projects to be undertaken across the country. The amendment also includes a one-time windfall tax on foreign exchange gains realized by banks to fund capital infrastructure development, education, healthcare, access, and public welfare initiatives.
35 trillion 55 billion 536 million 770,218 naira only, of which 742 billion 786 million 788,150 naira only is for statutory transfers. 8 trillion 270 billion 960 million 606,831 naira only is for debt service. 11 trillion 268 billion 513 million 380,853 naira only is for expenditure. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that House to receive the report of the Committee on Appropriation on a bill of an act to authorize the issue for the Consolidated Revenue Fund of the Federation the total sum of 35 trillion 55 billion 536 million 770,218 naira only, of which 1 trillion 732 billion 786 million 788,150 naira only is for statutory trespass. The Speaker, I so move.
The amended budget will now be sent to the Senate for concurrence. We'll keep you updated on any further developments. A member of the House of Representatives has defected from the African Democratic Congress to the ruling All Progressives Congress. The lawmaker, Salman Idris, who represents Kababunu Ijumu Federal Constituency in the Green Chamber, officially announced his political decision in a letter read on the floor of the House on Tuesday by Speaker Abbas Tajuddin.
Section 68 clearly stated a member of the House or Senate, a member of the Senate or House of Rep shall vacate his seat if, then you go to G of the Constitution, being a person whose election to the House was sponsored by one political party, he became a member of another political party before the expiration of his tenure.
However, the Minority Whip, Alisa, raised a point of order, citing Section 68 of the 1999 Constitution and called for the seat of the lawmaker to be declared vacant.
Point of order. My constitutional point of order. Appreciation. Mr. Speaker, constitutional point of order. And Idris. Point of order, Mr. Speaker. Constitutional order. Do you think you even... Mr. Speaker, Constitution. I remain Honorable Alisa, the voice of the majority.
The point of order was dismissed by Speaker Tajuddin Abbas. Away from the National Assembly now, a federal high court in Abuja has ordered the Department of State Service, Police, INEC, and 7 others not to disrupt the People's Democratic Party's ward and local government congresses in Rivers State. The congresses aim to elect new officers to run the party's affairs at the ward, local government, and state levels, as well as ad hoc and national delegates. Justice Peter Lifu granted an ex-party application by 6 PDP members, restraining the respondents from stopping the congresses. He also ordered the PDP and its national officers to proceed with the congresses as scheduled, adhering strictly to the guidelines in the timetable. The court fixed August 15 for all parties to appear for their defense. The 6 PDP members who filed the application are required to enter into a fresh undertaking to indemnify the defendants if the court discovers it was misled into granting the restraining orders. The congresses are scheduled to take place as planned, pending the determination of the motion on notice. The Labour Party in Imo State has announced that it will not participate in the forthcoming local government election scheduled for September 21st. According to the party's chairman, Callistus Ihejagwa, the decision is due to concerns about the credibility and transparency of the election, which will be organized by the State Independent Electoral Commission. Ihejagwa stated that the party is instead focusing on the outcome of the Supreme Court's decision on the actual winner of the November 11, 2023 governorship election, which they believe was won by the Labour Party. The party's national youth leader, Prince Kennedy Ahanotu, represented the national chairman, Barrister Julius Abure, at the stakeholders meeting in Owerri, where he urged party faithful to continue supporting the party. He emphasized that the Labour Party is the only institutional party owned by the people and is not in crisis with Nigeria Labour Congress, contrary to speculations. The Abia State government is pledged to settle outstanding salary arrears of approximately 18 billion naira owed to tertiary institutions in the state, inherited from the previous administration. Council meeting chaired by Governor Alex Otti. Our correspondent, Onwoka Kingsley, has more on this story.
Commissioner for Information and Culture, Prince Okekalo, disclosed this while briefing journalists over the outcome of this week's Executive Council meeting, presided over by Governor Alex Otti. He informed that the payment will commence in August with 1.5 billion naira to be disbursed monthly over the next 12 months. According to Carlo, Governor Otti during the meeting directed the Accountant General to ensure the immediate payment of all outstanding monthly salary of ABSU staff for both verified and unverified staff within this week.
During the course of the weekend, the Excellency had cause to meet with the Vice Chancellor and members of Council, the Governing Council of Abia State University, to discuss issues concerning all outstanding salaries and arrears in the university. In the course of the meeting, he directed the Accountant General to ensure that within the week, all outstanding salaries are paid, and that the verification, and this will apply to both those who have been verified and those who have not been verified. The governor also committed to offsetting all outstanding arrears owed by the immediate past government, which is estimated in the region of about 18 billion naira. The payment of the arrears will commence in the month of August, and the payments will be done in tranches of 1.5 billion per month for the next 12 months.
On his part, the Commissioner for Finance, Mike Apara, clarified the exact amount of arrears of salaries owed by tertiary institutions in the state.
When my colleague, the Commissioner, said that the total sum that was approved for repayment with respect to salary being owed to workers in the past administration, he said about 18 billion, which is right. But for clarity, I want to state that it's 17 billion 629 million 767,342 naira 9 kobo. So when I just quoted the real figure, because in the past we thought that it was around 16.5 billion. But however, after due verification, we saw that there was an increase, and that is why the amount being spent now is 17 billion, I want to state again, 629 million 767,342 naira 9 kobo. And he also rightly said that the total monthly payment is going to be about 1.5 billion. He's also right because he said about. But for clarity, I want to state the real figure is 1,469,147,278 naira 20 kobo.
Onwoka Kingsley, Rapid TV News, Umaya.
In a bold move towards a cleaner, greener and more affordable transportation system, the Presidential Compressed natural gas (CNG) initiative launched by President Bola Tinubu in October 2023 has embarked on a sensitization campaign in Lagos. The initiative aims to provide cost-effective alternatives to Nigerians following the removal of petrol subsidies. Our correspondent, Esther Omelo, brings us the meeting.
The rising cost of transportation with a spiral effect on the shortage of foodstuff for Nigerians explains why the Presidential Committee on Natural Gas is going around motor parks across Nigeria.
Over 150 of you will today physically, you will collect your voucher to go and change your vehicle to CNG.
This stems from the removal of fuel subsidy to cushion its effect on socio-economic activities, most especially on commuters.
Nigerians should believe. I think that's the most important thing. We should believe. There might be challenges, but we must believe. This is our country. We have no other country. So support this program. Support Mr. President. Don't be negative about the possibility. The possibility here is only positive.
The presidential CNG initiative also aims to reduce effects on the ozone layer.
CNG is cheaper, is cleaner, is safer, and is more reliable. 40% less tailpipe emission, 90% less pollutant put in the air. So definitely there's an advantage to using CNG for the environment. We're already flaring gas. So what we are saying is that instead of flaring gas, we should turn that gas to use of our economy and make sure that we drive our economy with gas, which is cleaner.
The mission to motor parks is to mobilize and also give free conversion kits to transporters in the quest to reduce the cost of moving goods and passengers.
We have provided places for you where the conversion will be done. One of them is going to be done right here. We have provided for you where you will buy the CNG gases. We have at Ilasa, we have at Agidingbi, we have at Ikeja, we have on the island, we have in Ikorodu, we have in Ebe, Iborozuku, and in Mushi. There is nowhere we don't have it. You will be able to buy at 200 to 250 naira.
The Presidential Committee on Compressed Natural Gas Initiative has been to 14 states, and the plan is to reach all states across the Federation in line with the presidential directive. Esther Omelo, Rapid TV, Lagos.
You're still watching Rapid TV News at noon. Coming after the break, business, foreign news, and sports. Don't go away.
Anytime when you want to do down closhing, now so you go come here. Come meet me.
40,000.
Eh? You don't forget say you promise me, say you go take care of me.
My name is Aki Osaki.
Hey guys, this is Anton Lecky.
My name is Neil Bliss. My name is Akava. Go by the name Baba D.
And you're tuned into Rapid TV.
I love Rapid TV.
Shout out to Rapid TV. Thank you, Rapid TV. Please keep watching
Rapid TV. This is Rapid TV.
Rapid
TV.
Keep watching.
Keep it meltdown. Leave it like that.
Thanks for being there. Now the rest of the news. The Central Bank of Nigeria has raised its benchmark interest rate, the monetary policy rate, to 26.75% from 26.25% in an effort to curb a rise in inflation. However, the move has been criticized by the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, as well as investment analysts who argue it will have negative consequences for businesses. The CBN Governor Laimi Cardoso defended the decision, saying it was necessary to address the high inflation rate, which is largely driven by insecurity in food-producing areas and energy cost. He also highlighted the positive impact of the policy on capital importation and diaspora remittances, which have significantly increased. However, critics argue that the rate hike will increase borrowing cost, reduce investment, and decrease consumer spending, ultimately harming businesses and the economy. The Nigerian Employers Consultative Association warned that the move will worsen the ability of businesses to maintain existing investments and forestall new ones, while Professor Uche Owaleke noted that the tightening of the asymmetric corridor around the monetary policy rate will further squeeze liquidity from the banking system and jack up the cost of credit. The Nigerian Mining Cadastre Office, NMCO, has resolved the system downtime experience on its electronic mining cadastre portal due to a technical glitch. The NMCO has confirmed that the portal is now fully operational and users can resume their normal activities without any further disruptions. The NMCO's prompt response to the technical issue has ensured minimal disruption to the sector. The resolution comes as a relief to mining sector stakeholders who rely on the portal for their operations. The electronic mining cadastre portal is an online platform that connects the 6 newly established zonal offices within the headquarters in Abuja, ensuring efficient and transparent management of the mining sector in Nigeria. The Nigeria Mining Cadastre Office is responsible for the transparent management of mineral titles on a first-come, first-served basis, promoting private sector investment in the solid minerals sector. And now on the foreign scene, U.S. Secret Service Director Kimberly Schittle has resigned a day after acknowledging the agency's failure to prevent an assassination attempt against Donald Trump. The resignation comes after bipartisan calls for her to step down following the July 13 attack at a campaign rally in Pennsylvania, where a 20-year-old gunman wounded Trump and 3 others. President Joe Biden thanked Schittle for her service and said he would appoint a new director soon. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas announced that Secret Service Deputy Director Ronald Rowe would serve as acting director until a replacement is named. Schittle had faced criticism for the agency's handling of the attack, which she described as the most significant operational failure of the Secret Service in decades. Lawmakers from both parties called for her resignation during a tense House hearing on Monday, where she refused to provide specific details about the attack, citing ongoing investigations. The gunman, who acted alone, was shot dead by a Secret Service sniper less than 30 seconds after opening fire. Meanwhile, the United States Vice President Kamala Harris has vowed to put a stop to the abortion ban and help restore reproductive freedoms. Harris also rolled out some of the issues she would be committed to if elected, including addressing gun violence. Trump, however, said Harris would be easier to beat in the November election than President Joe Biden. Trump, who is running to return to the White House, pledged to take part in at least one presidential debate with Harris. Harris hit the U.S. campaign trail on Tuesday after effectively clinching the Democratic presidential nomination, heading to the battleground state of Wisconsin to address citizens. The vice president took just 36 hours to secure enough delegates to be nominated, moving with lightning speed after President Joe Biden's exit from the race triggered one of the largest election upheavals in modern U.S. history. Away from the U.S., a devastating landslide in southern Ethiopia has claimed the lives of at least 229 people, making it the deadliest such disaster in the country's history. The tragedy occurred on Monday in the Kencho Sasha locality in the Gofa zone, where heavy rains triggered the landslide. Local residents, using shovels or their bare hands, are desperately searching for survivors, with crowds gathering at the site to help with the rescue efforts. So far, 148 men and 81 women have been confirmed dead, with 5 people pulled alive from the mud and receiving medical treatment. The victims include local officials, teachers, health professionals, and agriculture professionals who were trying to help those affected by the initial landslide. The Ethiopian government has deployed an emergency team to the area, providing food and aid to the affected community. The disaster has sparked an outpouring of condolences from Ethiopian leaders, including Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, as well as international organizations such as the African Union Commission and the World Health Organization. The area is prone to climate disasters, and officials are calling for a scientific investigation into the cause of the landslide to find a permanent solution to mitigate the risk. And now sports. The Premier League and other top European leagues, along with the Global Players Union FIFPro, are taking legal action against FIFA, accusing the governing body of abusing its dominance in football. The complaint filed with the European Commission alleges that FIFA's unilateral decisions and conduct infringe EU competition law and harm the economic interest of national leagues and the welfare of players. The dispute centers on FIFA's changes to the international match calendar, including the introduction of a 32-team Club World Cup, which the leagues and FIFPro say were made without proper consultation. They argue that the calendar is now beyond saturation and unsustainable for national leagues, posing a risk to player health. FIFA has responded, saying the current calendar was unanimously approved by its council and that some leagues are acting with commercial self-interest. The legal action follows growing pressure from leagues and player unions over the number of games added to the calendar and the impacts on players. The European leagues, which represents 39 leagues and 1,130 clubs, says it is taking action to protect the welfare of players and the ecosystem of football. Nigeria has been selected to host the first phase of the sub-regional qualifiers for the 2026 International Cricket Council T20 World Cup qualifiers in November. The country will welcome 5 other nations, including Botswana, Eswatini, Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone, and St. Helena, from November 21st to 30. The qualifiers are part of the road to the 2026 T20 World Cup in India and Sri Lanka. The Africa qualifiers feature 18 teams drawn into 3 groups of 6 teams each. Nigeria will host Group C at various world-class playing surfaces across the country, including in Lagos, Abuja, Kaduna, and Benin City. The Nigeria Cricket Federation is preparing to host the event, which is expected to showcase the country's capabilities in hosting international cricket tournaments. The qualifiers will begin in Tanzania in September, followed by Kenya in October, before concluding in Nigeria in November. The top teams from each group will progress to the next phase of the qualifiers with the ultimate goal of securing a spot in the 2026 T20 World Cup. This is an exciting opportunity for Nigeria to shine on the international cricket stage and promote the growth of the sport in the country. And that concludes details of the news at noon. Before we go, here is a recap of the major stories. Secretary to the Government of the Federation, ministers hold emergency meeting over planned nationwide protest. National Assembly passes new bill, pegs IG's tenure at 4 years. Nasima, others kick as CBN hikes interest rate to 26.75%. Devastating Ethiopia landslide, death toll reaches 229. And we also told you that Premier League, others have taken legal action against FIFA over alleged abuse of dominance. And that's the size of our package this afternoon. My name is Ugochukwu Madumere. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more interesting content on Rapid Television. Good afternoon.